Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Pioneer Valley Planning Commission's 49th annual meeting.
First of all, I want to thank everybody that came out to the annual meeting. This has become, I think, a more important meeting over the years, and I think the venue tonight at the Springfield History Museum is absolutely perfect. I have to admit that I kind of guided the selection. I've been a volunteer at the Springfield Science Museum for 20 years, and so I said, Holly will be good to us, and Holly and her staff have really been terrific to work with, and we do thank you. And I do want to thank Ashley Shea and the staff for putting all this together. I can't think of a better venue, so we're really, really pleased to be here tonight.
I think this museum, one thing I want to say about this museum, it's called the Museum of Springfield History, but in a way it's the Museum of Springfield Metropolitan, the metropolitan region. We don't limit ourselves to Springfield. Obviously Springfield is kind of the key center of our presentation, but we really have many artifacts to companies and individuals on exhibit that are from other cities and towns in the region.
Certainly the PVPC has been an active facilitator of building partnerships not only within communities but also in the region. PVPC's leadership, I gotta say, Tim has really been on numerous selection committees for a variety of projects.
And that strategies and plans don't have value in and of themselves. The value comes when you get a champion. David was the champion. He got in the cockpit seat and he flew the airplane and he got us off the ground. So that's transformative kind of leadership. That's not ordinary kind of leadership. And there's lots and lots of people, lots of them in this room, that have helped to make Leadership Pioneer Valley. But we all showed up. He was there when we needed him the most. David, come up and you.
Just a quick thank you if I can. Tim, that was eloquent. That was terrific. But no airplane ever gets off the ground, even with the best pilot, without a great crew behind them, and navigators, and ground crew, and people that put gas in the engine, so you stay up there once you get up there. And I have to pay tribute, really, to all those people, both on the Pioneer Valley staff itself, Pioneer Valley Planning Commission staff, and also the Springfield, the Leadership Pioneer Valley Steering Committee, which has been so energetic and so committed. We were very committed to creating a diverse steering committee, from diverse in terms of geographical diversity, sector diversity, racial diversity, you name the diversity, and we're committed to it, and I think our steering committee reflects that, as will the participants when we start our first class in September of this year. It's been a great privilege to be a part of this, and Tim and all of you, I thank you very much for this award.
So Paul himself has been a true leader, not only for the town of Ware, but for those neighboring communities. He's been a spokesman, he's been a watchdog to make sure that that area, that sub-region, got its fair share of both funding and support. Now, most of you probably don't know Paul. I know Paul very well. Paul is a nitpicker, but that's a good thing. He's a really behind-the-scenes guy, but he's very diligent, he's extremely detailed, and he's persistent and a perfectionist. Coupled with his good common sense and his truly unflappable manner, he's really emerged himself to be one of the true professional and successful CD planners in our region. Now, in addition, Paul's been a real strong supporter of regional efforts and sub-regional efforts. He's done this, yes, in the interest of Ware, but he also realizes that a good, strong region is good for our communities and is good for the town of Ware. Paul is a friend, Paul is a colleague, Paul is a true professional, and someone I'm proud to have worked over the past 15 years. His dedication and commitment as a public servant is truly something to aspire to and something which he deserves recognition. Paul? You hate this age, you know, glasses on, glasses off. Pioneer Valley Planning Commission, in grateful recognition of dedicated public service, responsible leadership, and unwavering support to the goals of sound planning, community development, and regional cooperation, this regional recognition award is presented to Paul E. Hills. Now, this is the point I'd say, Paul, you want to say a few words, but I'm not going to say that yet. Reluctantly, Steve Brewer, the state senator for Wares District, and Ann Goby, state representative, and Todd Smoller could not be present tonight. But in the mail, hot off the press, they also wanted to recognize you. And this comes from the House of Representatives, so I will read this as well. Boy, this is tough to read with this lettering. Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to Paul Hills in recognition of receiving the Regional Recognition Award from the PVPC for more than 15 years of dedicated service to the Ware Community Department. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for the future and good fortune and continued success in all endeavors. It's signed by Robert DeLeo, Speaker of the House, and Representatives Ann M. Goby and Todd M. Smoller.
Wow. Over the past 15 years, I've had the very good fortune to be plugged into this regional powerhouse that's the Pioneer Valley Planning Commission. Everything that we've accomplished just would not have happened without their help and support along the way. When I learned I was to receive this recognition tonight, as I often do, I called Chris Dunphy and asked for some advice. I thought I might be expected to make a few remarks, and he did let me know that I should limit it to 1 minute. Remarkable insight, he did see that dinner was next on the agenda. So I prepared both the short version, which is thank you, and a longer version, which is thank you all very much.
He's been instrumental in working with us to create the state's first stormwater fee system in Chicopee, which set an example for the rest of the region and helped the development of PVPC's guide for creating a stormwater utility. And Stan's leadership and guidance in participation in our stormwater committee and our regional highway department services bid have also been clearly an example of his leadership. Stan understands the benefit of regional cooperation and partnership and is willing to explore new opportunities, and even if they're unconventional, to solve problems. Stan's been involved as a point person in Chicopee's successful construction of the first segment of the Chicopee Canal bike path, and also in advancing other bike path projects like the Connecticut Riverwalk. He's worked with our transportation section on a number of road reconstruction and traffic signalization projects. Stan probably knows the city streets and infrastructure in Chicopee better than anyone. And when he retires, I'm not sure how the city will manage and even find some of its sewer system, but hopefully he'll leave us a good map. In conclusion, Stan Kulik, over the last 25 years, has been a key regional leader in promoting intermunicipal cooperation to solve problems. When issues become contentious or hotly debated, there's an old expression, may cooler heads prevail. And in my experience, Stan has always been the cooler head on our committee, a voice of reason, compromise, and smart solutions to tough problems. So please join me in congratulating and acknowledging the great work of Stan Kulik.
I'll be short and sweet as well, because I'm a public works guy, and we like to fly under the radar. And so it really is really nice to get some recognition, because normally in public works, as I said, we try to fly under the radar. I tell my staff it's a good day if my name's not in the paper. So I do want to say thank you so much to Pioneer Valley Planning Commission, Tim, Chris, and for this recognition, and really want to share it with you guys, because as I said, as a public works guy, I get my thrills out of doing the work, out of getting it done, out of seeing the shovel in the ground, and that's where I live. But I couldn't do that without the help and support of guys like Chris Curtis and Tim Brennan, and all the planning that goes in, and the regional planning, and all of that coordination that goes on through PVPC. So you help me do what I do by doing what you do well. So thank you so much for this. Really appreciate it, but don't expect me to be the chair for the next 18 years. I know we're only halfway there, but I'm going to, sooner than later, I'll probably enjoy the fruits of my labor. But thank you so much for this.
So in order to business, I just want to take a moment. An event like this takes a lot of work, and it would be a felony if I didn't acknowledge, as Dick already has, Ashley Shea, who's really the clerk of the works in terms of the annual meeting. Also Indrani Gallagher to my left, and the superb support staff, many of which greeted you as you came in the front. And also, I was going to say our graphics department, Todd, but maybe I have to say AV department now. So Todd, Ray, Dan, thank you all. The other thing I want to say, apart from the event, and I oftentimes forget to do this, is to thank the people that serve on the commission, who do double duty, oftentimes as local officials, planning board members in their own communities, and then sign up for the regional duty as well. And special thanks to the executive committee that triples that by going above and beyond the call of duty. One of the best things of my job is that I have just superb board people to work with, and that's been true as long as I've been here, and that's a pretty long time. So, Dick, I'll give it back to you. Thank you all.
If there's no other business that should come before this body, the meeting's adjourned. Enjoy dinner.